What if the single biggest royal scandal in modern British history was just a preview? For years, Prince Andrew's name was synonymous with the absolute depths of royal disgrace. The Epstein Association, the Newsnight interview, the stripped titles, the vanished role. It was the crisis that was supposed to define a generation for the monarchy. But behind the palace gates and across Europe, a very different story was unfolding. A wave of controversy so severe, so politically toxic and so existential that it hasn't just captured headlines. It's actively reframing Andrew's entire downfall. What was once seen as an unrecoverable catastrophe for the crown is now being called, by some insiders, almost manageable, almost tame. This is the story of how a global royal meltdown is changing the story of the Duke of York. Let's start not in London, but in Madrid. Because to understand the scale of what's happening, you have to look at Spain's former king, Juan Carlos. This is a man who was once hailed as a hero for steering Spain to democracy. Today, he lives over 3,000 miles away, in a luxury compound in Abu Dhabi, not on a diplomatic mission, in a state of self-imposed exile. The reason? A financial scandal that makes any royal controversy in Britain look like a petty cash issue. We're talking about a $95 million gift from the late King of Saudi Arabia, hidden in an undeclared offshore account. This wasn't just private wealth, this was alleged corruption at the highest level, revealed after he'd already abdicated the throne in 2014. And the image that truly shattered his legacy? A photograph leaked during the peak of Spain's devastating 2012 financial crisis of the king on an extravagant elephant hunting trip in Botswana. The contrast was staggering. The palace could spin many things, but it couldn't spin that. The consequence wasn't a stripped title. It was a shattered dynasty. His own son, the current King Felipe VI, was forced to take the unprecedented step of publicly renouncing his father's inheritance and stripping him of his palace allowance. A brutal, surgical cut to save the institution itself. One source close to the Spanish court put it bluntly. Compared to this level of financial and political disgrace, Andrew's troubles look like a footnote. If Spain's scandal was about money and exile, Norway's is about something far more direct. Criminal charges inside the royal household. This centres on Marius Borg Høiby, the son of Crown Princess Mette-Marit. In 2023, he was charged with 32 separate offences. 4 of them are counts of rape. The others include abuse and violating a restraining order. While he denies the most serious allegations, the mere fact that these charges exist against the stepson of the future king has sent shockwaves through a nation known for its stable monarchy. The impact is not theoretical. Public approval of the Norwegian monarchy, once rock solid at 84%, has plummeted to 68% and falling. This isn't a dip in popularity. This is a fundamental crack in the foundation. Commentators in Norway aren't talking about reputational damage. They're using a different term: existential crisis. The heir to the throne, Prince Haakon, could only offer a strained public statement about the family finding things challenging and difficult. There is no palace protocol for this. No quiet removal to Great Windsor Estates. This is a live, judicial crisis with the royal family's name stamped on the court documents. And the pattern doesn't stop there. Look across Europe, and you see a menu of new era scandals the British haven't yet faced. In Belgium, there's Prince Laurent, the so-called cursed prince. This year, he very publicly lost a legal battle to claim state social security benefits, on top of his $375,000 annual royal allowance. He then acknowledged a 25-year-old son from a secret extramarital affair. It's a cycle of embarrassing, financially tone-deaf controversies that the palace simply cannot control. Then, there's the commercialization of royalty. In Norway, Princess Märtha Louise didn't just step back from duties over her relationship with a controversial self-styled shaman. She and her partner, Durek Verrett, starred in a Netflix documentary, Rebel Royals, actively selling their unconventional love story. They've turned palace tension into a streaming product. One European royal aide noted this kind of exposure makes even Andrew's PR disaster look strangely restrained. At least his was a contained private silence. So, let's return to Prince Andrew. In this brutal new landscape, why are some analysts calling his scandal almost quaint? It comes down to containment. Andrew's case, for all its horror, followed an old-world playbook. A disgraced royal, a secondary member, is accused of serious personal misconduct. The institution's response was clinical, complete removal. His military titles, his royal patronages, his public role, all gone. He was settled with in a private, out-of-court deal. The monarchy publicly shrank away from him, making his problem a private citizen's problem. Compare that to the European crises. Juan Carlos's scandal is about the former head of state. It implicates the current king's own father in alleged state-level corruption. In Norway, the charges are against the immediate family of the future queen. There is no clean cut to make. The scandal lives at the very heart of the reigning institution. Andrew's fall was a grenade that went off in one sealed room. The palace doors were shut, and the world was told the fire was out. The European scandals are structural fires, burning through the main support beams. But here's the critical counterpoint, the dangerous illusion for Buckingham Palace. To call Andrew's scandal tame is a catastrophic misreading of the room. His disgrace is uniquely damaging in the Anglo-American sphere because of the specific gravity of the allegations and his lifelong documented proximity to the throne and to his mother, the late Queen. The European crises provide a distraction, not an absolution. The financial corruption in Spain speaks to a different political history. The criminal charges in Norway are a shocking, singular event. Andrew's case, however, taps into a persistent, global narrative of elite impunity, one that the British monarchy is uniquely vulnerable to in the post-Meghan and Harry post-Epstein world. It's a slow-burn toxin, not a sudden shock. So, what does this all mean? The global wave of royal scandal doesn't actually make Andrew's fall look tame. What it does is reveal the terrifying, universal vulnerability of hereditary monarchy in the 21st century. Every institution is just one bad actor, one leaked document, one disastrous relationship away from its own existential crisis. Buckingham Palace's long-term survival now hinges on a near impossible task, making every future crisis look as containable as Andrew's. They must prove they can surgically remove any problem forever without the whole edifice collapsing. The European meltdowns are a live demonstration of what happens when that containment fails utterly. The question for Royal Family Daily viewers isn't whether Andrew got off easy. It's this. Was his downfall the exception for the British crown? Or was it simply the first and most carefully managed domino to fall? What do you think? Is the British monarchy's system of containment stronger than Europe's? Or is it just a matter of time before a scandal breaks that they can't control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more unfiltered deep dives into the real tensions behind the crown, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Family Daily and hit the notification bell. We break the story behind the headline.